I mean, like, that's obviously a stupid fucking question, is
I definitely brought that up yesterday, huh? So definitely the red light means recording.
it?
You're lucky no one
That
caught
was-
your little shameless act on camera.
Yeah, that was for sure. Well, let's not talk about it then.
We definitely don't have to talk about it. I'd prefer not to be honest with you.
Wasn't that big of a deal.
Well, let's talk about, like I said before, where are we going to get new chairs?
I don't know. I don't want to go to IKEA
Why not? What's
Do
wrong with
you?
IKEA?
because I get lost and I get scared.
No. IKEA's not bad for like certain types of chairs, I imagine, but obviously if we're going to IKEA, you're going to eat in IKEA.
Yeah, those Swedish meatballs are pretty good.
A lot of the things there are pretty good. You know what though? The thing is the chair that you have is actually substantially worse than mine, and that's just luck of the draw.
How?
I just tried to just trust me. Yeah, I'll let you sit in this.
Both these chairs are wildly uncomfortable. I've sat in both of them.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're both not great, right?
Mm-hmm.
We do what we can with what we have, but I mean, like, what kind of chair do you even want? Do you want like one that's on wheels?
No,
Do you want to be? No.
that'd be too much fun. I'd literally be sitting the whole time here like this.
So it has to be like a dinner chair like this.
Yeah, kind of. But
Do
just
you
more
want one
cushion,
like?
man.
Do you want one like
We're
a?
literally sitting on wood planks here.
How about we each get our own chair, and I get a big giant king's throne
That
to
makes sense.
match the king's goblet.
the king's goblet. This is the king's goblet.
No, sir.
Actually, no, I'm joking. I won't. I won't get into that. Right
This
now.
is high
Not
powered.
right now.
It's high powered caffeine we got going here, just in case
What are you
things get
drinking?
boring.
That? What is that?
That's coffee.
I know it's fucking coffee, but like from where?
From the house of Maxwell.
Oh, it's the Maxwell House.
No, it's from the house of Maxwell, sir. The instant variety, where you just ask for it and it shows up. Did you know you can make iced coffee with cold water?
Really?
These are things I
I
did
thought
not
it
know.
only dissolved in hot water.
No, not at all. It actually dissolves in anything. It dissolves in cold water, hot water, you know.
Breast milk?
Urine. No. I mean, but I actually these are you know how they say you learn something new every day?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes those are substantial things. Like that thing
Sometimes.
about the garbage trucks.
What?
You know how
I
I thought
yeah.
I thought that
you thought there was
because
just mass collection day.
I thought that because my garbage day was on
Was
Thursday.
Freaking garbage truck Armageddon one day
I
every
literally
week.
thought they deployed 2,000 garbage trucks in one afternoon, and they just got the job done in one day, and then you're off for the rest
Yeah,
of the
you
week.
go to work and you come back and they've done their job. You think they're that efficient?
What do you mean?
You send out every squadron of garbage trucks in the region
Uh-huh.
on the streets. Do you think that won't clog up the streets?
Well, there's 700 garbage trucks, I imagine. 40,000 garbage trucks, something like that.
There you go.
2.5 million garbage men all across Canada.
And half of
North
them are hanging
America?
off the back of the truck. I wonder how many garbage men die hanging off the back of the truck like that. It looks so fucking dangerous.
It looks like a ton of fun, though.
It does look
doesn't
like
it?
a ton of fun until you get hit by a branch or some shit.
A
You got,
branch?
yeah, you got a dickhead driver that's just not paying attention.
Bro, head movement is part of the job. You have to know how to move your head if you want to be on a garbage truck. How you doing, Lucas? You all right? Okay,
doing
I'm just,
all right?
just
Yeah.
making sure.
Cool.
And when he's, I was talking to him earlier. Oh, by the way,
What's that?
so you know how you left last night and we were trying to upload the video?
Right.
So here's what happened. We sat there and we were like, okay, the video is going to take about an hour 20, maybe 2 hours to upload, right? So
Mhm.
we started the upload process on YouTube, and then I went to sleep. And I came back downstairs this morning at like to check on it at like 9, right?
Right.
And I'm like, okay, it's got to be done by now. Nope. Still processing.
Really? How long did
Something,
it take in total?
It's not that. Something happened. We had to fucking take the video down,
No way.
delete it, and then re-upload it.
That's fucked.
Yes. And that took 2 hours, I think, roughly 2 hours. But like I said, you can set that thing on YouTube to like release a video at a certain time,
Mm-hmm.
right? But no, actually, you know what I saw at I mean, you kind of see them everywhere, but you know those racing chairs?
What do you mean?
the
like
ones that-
like the D-box chairs? The ones that like move with...
We should get ones like that.
You just-
Yeah.
Fucking you're just in your room.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. When are you going to ever write stuff down? Oh,
I don't know. Whenever I have time to put down the freaking saw
a saw? What do you mean?
because of my job.
Are you a carpenter?
Some sort. Not officially.
Not officially. So yesterday we kept mentioning, and I watched the podcast today,
Mhm.
right? And 45 painstaking minutes of it.
Right.
You know how you kept opening the lid,
Mm-hmm.
and like we were like, oh man, camera did not catch that.
At all.
It did not catch it at all. So instead, we
look
sat
like
here.
a couple of idiots.
A couple of
Are these
fucking,
guys schizophrenic or like?
yeah, we look like a couple of fucking fools. Yep. And we kept mentioning it too, like, whoa, look at the water
Well,
fountain
you
go
just
off.
assume 4K, catch everything.
Yeah. You know what? We were wrong. Maybe
if you zoom.
you know
in,
what?
maybe
And
see it.
that's it.
What?
We were wrong. I've been wrong.
There we-
Shameless. The
there we
most
go.
shameless plug on the face of this planet. What did you find about the podcast? Like you obviously rewatched it. What were some of the things that you thought?
I looked pretty big, pretty fat.
Yeah,
but we're
and
working
here,
on
look
that.
what I wrote down here. Look what I wrote down here.
What'd you write down there?
Say it out loud. This is just comments on that I wrote. That's the third line. Yep.
Yeah, no, it's true. Maybe I shed a few.
Maybe I shed a few pounds, dude.
You know, the longer you watch this, the more weight I'll lose eventually. So you'll
We work towards it.
see.
You know what? I was looking at myself, and you
Right.
know how there's like different body types, and people be like, "Oh, he's skinny fat,"
Mhm.
right? It looks weird for me because I was looking at myself, and I'm like, my arms aren't that big, but I have like kind of like a biggish frame,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm like fat skinny instead of skinny fat. I think that's how it works. Something like that, right? And also, we got like Lucas had to have that conversation with us about posture and confidence.
And just talking in general,
Yeah, and just having a general conversation.
how to use the English words.
Speaking of which, though, I learned, so something happened actually before the podcast,
What's that?
and it was something you said
Mm-hmm.
upstairs, and I'm like, you know what? I'll definitely bring this up. I reason with women that get catcalled now. Yep, I came downstairs ready to shoot a podcast, and I walked by you. Normally, I didn't look at you.
Right.
I didn't give you an appearance like I wanted anything, and you just went, "Nice boobies, buddy." But those are great boobies you got there.
Hey man,
And you know what it made me do?
What?
I walked right upstairs.
What?
Changed,
just-
put a
it's good-
sweater on. This is my security sweater.
It's good looking out for our brother. That's why I wore black.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
know what? I imagine this thing isn't going to do me much justice either.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
You
Well,
look okay.
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But
Just
yeah.
just sit up straight and suck that in.
You know what else I feel about the last podcast?
What's that?
I feel like for some reason, like I watched it afterwards and I'm like, I was kind of mean to you.
Yeah. Well, that's what else is new?
You think that's a regular thing?
That's a regular thing. Now you actually hear it
No.
and see how bad of a person you are.
You
And see what I have to fucking put up with.
Ah.
You're like, oh,
You know,
that's
so
why,
I
like, sometimes he's like just not feeling it.
No,
I'm
it's
joking.
it's not that. So I think I'm going to give you the opportunity, and I
To
put
just thrash you.
yeah, just thrash me.
10 minutes every episode.
Holy.
I'm
You made that
joking.
comment, and I actually put that shirt on for you to be like, look at this guy, because you always say I look like a golfer, like I'm going to go golfing.
Yeah, and the one underneath, yeah.
Yeah. I don't even like golfing, though. So that's a hurtful insult.
But apparently you do.
Someone told me they think I'd be a good golfer, but I don't think I have the patience for it.
Because
I
you
can
look
tell
like a golfer. That's the only reason they
what
said
the
it.
hell does that even mean?
Like with that shirt,
Yeah.
you should just show them. No, I'm joking.
No. Actually, speaking of, though, so I stood in front of my closet today,
Right.
just like this. I was like, what the fuck am I going to wear? I don't have anything. Like, usually the stuff that I wear around my house is not something you'd want to be seen in on a camera.
Right.
And by that, I mean nothing. Or a whole lot of nothing around
Yeah.
the house.
Saw that one.
And no, but not only that, but so I think instead of like trying to buy new clothes all the time, trying to get like clothes for the podcast,
Right.
I'm actually going to just take things off. What do you think about that? You as well. What if every episode We have one less article of clothing.
I mean, technically, it's a new look.
Yeah.
Every
And by
time.
episode 8, from episode 8 on, where it's just nudists.
It's questionable.
It's horrible. It would be
how much do you really like the podcast?
It would be fucked up. It would be fucked up.
know?
Do you ever there was this thing I saw online, and it made me remember something that happened when I was young, and Lucas was there. I don't know if he's going to remember this, but in like Scotland, right? They have this race that they host every year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what the background of this race is, but essentially it's a steep hill, right?
Right.
And I think they roll a wheel of cheese down this hill.
I've seen that. Yeah,
and I don't know if you're supposed to catch the cheese.
Or chase the cheese.
You're not going to catch it, right? That's one thing I can tell you for sure. You're probably not going to catch that cheese.
Do you have to eat the cheese
that was another thing.
afterwards?
If you get it, though, do you eat it? And that's like a 60-pound thing of like mozzarella rolling down a hill.
Whoever catches the cheese and eats it first wins.
That would be horrible.
Yeah.
Okay. But you see these people running down the hill,
Right.
and then you're reminded of how difficult it is to run down a hill. Okay.
Gravity is way stronger
Oh
than
boy,
than you
is it
think.
ever. There's this hill. There's this friend I had, like, when we used to go to this area in, like, right near here in
Mhm.
Meadowvale, where there's like a downhill, like, kind of like, I don't know, it's nothing crazy, right? But let's say it's, I don't know, 50, 60 feet long enough to be able to pick up speed.
Right.
And for whatever reason, on that afternoon, he ran down the hill, right? Listen, I wish that we could have just stopped it there, because I saw that and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to run down the hill too. You take those first like 3 steps, and then you're moving so fast
You're literally moving
that your
the
legs,
fastest you've ever moved
your
before.
legs, your legs cannot keep up with how fast you're moving. And
That's
I was
such a funny visual,
oh
dude.
man,
That's-
like imagine me like running and then I just lose traction. I swear to
shit.
God, I must have leapt like 6 feet and just came smashing down. I don't know how long I skid for.
Man.
I don't know how long I
That's
skid
golden.
for, but
That's golden.
40, 50 meters it felt like.
That's hilarious.
And no, and you know what's the painful part?
Right.
It's not the fall. It's how many people see you fall, and
Well-
how few people come to your rescue,
dude.
and as opposed to just have a goddamn heart attack laughing on the ground.
I literally have a story where no one came and helped, but a lot of people saw literally exactly like you just said. Remember that day I was riding my bicycle home from summer school,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was it was after summer school, and everyone's just gotten off, and everyone's waiting at the bus stop, like a whole summer school's worth of students waiting at the bus stop, and I go to ride my bike across the crosswalk right in front of the bus stop, and I go to lift my front tire to go hop a curb, and for whatever fucking reason, I don't know if some asshole loosened my tire, or
Do you
if I
think
just,
that's actually a
or
possibility?
if I just don't know how to take care of a bicycle, but I went to go hop that curb, and my front wheel just dislodged from my bicycle
in front of how many people?
in front of the whole fucking school.
What's
Everyone,
just give me like a rough estimate, the number.
500-600, I don't know.
A sold out
Sold
audience.
out. Yeah, sold out the Ed Merv.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, so yeah, I ate shit so hard, and then the worst part, so like yeah, my tire falls off. Obviously, I go down face first, elbows first. You know, I'm all cut up and I'm bleeding, and I look up.
And you're on? Are
and
you
my
on the road at this
no,
point?
shut up. I'm all cut up. Yeah, I'm on the road, and my fucking tire is rolling down the street, and I have to get up and chase my tire. Bro, what?
That's
What
humiliating.
the fuck? How does that happen to someone? That's like a circus act for that to happen. For me to literally lift my bicycle off the wheel and for the wheel to keep going, I eat shit and I look up and it's still going. I don't know. And then I
How
have
long
to call
did
my
it go
I have to
for?
call my father. I have to call my father to come pick me up because now I have a way home and I'm all busted up and I can't walk. Pretty sure I sprained my ankle or some shit.
Just the visual
And,
of you being on your phone like, Dad.
I can't even imagine what was going through my dad's head. He was probably dying of laughter on the inside to go pick up his idiot son who doesn't know how to ride a bicycle.
Where did you get picked up from? The gas station beside?
No, across the street.
all hidden from all of the people.
Yeah.
You just hid behind a car for the whole time. You're like,
down the catwalk a little bit.
right. Oh, that's humiliating.
Yeah, that happened. Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's the worst?
That's the most extravagant fall in front of the most amount of people.
Really?
I mean, I've had extravagant falls where like remember I blew myself up on the air conditioning unit on the side of the house at that party.
Yes, I do remember that actually.
That fucking thing came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Did you have a little bit of
Yeah, I might have, but like
were
still
you a tiny bit inebriated?
yeah, that's not something you miss though. The fucking thing
An air conditioner unit?
I swear it saw me coming and it just popped out of the wall.
I don't think so,
It
dude.
clipped me.
Pretty
My
sure
hat it came flying off and my shoe came off and I was I remember being on the floor like, oh yeah. Not a lot of people out here, but everyone saw that for sure.
Dude, your shoes, like your feet went up over the top of it, like it had thrown a hip out at you,
Yeah,
and you just went head over heels.
That's what I said. The fucking thing came out of nowhere. This big, massive air conditioning unit.
Right.
Yep. That happened.
I'm not sure about in terms of. There was this one time I took a tumble. The worst one I've ever taken.
Right.
Was. I don't even know if they have these anymore. You know, like growing up, you'd see like things at playgrounds,
Mm-hmm.
and now that you're older, you just don't see them anymore, and you're like, I feel like that's probably because it was dangerous. Well, this is something that was definitely dangerous.
Right.
It was like, you know, like monkey bars. It's essentially the same thing where you have to grab something, but you grab it, and if you have a running start, you slide across.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah, you don't see those
the Mission
anymore.
Impossible one.
Okay. I have no idea how, like, young. Let's
Right.
say like 6, 7 years old,
Mhm.
and we're at Jack Darling Park, right?
Right.
I come running, and I knew I couldn't do it. That's the stupidest part. Is I was like, I know that there's no chance I'm gonna grab this thing and successfully go all the way across and land it like I'm fucking James Bond, right? So I grab this thing, I go flying across halfway. I don't know what happens, and all I can tell you is this, right? I wake up.
No.
I don't.
Oh,
I
no.
remember running up to it, grabbing it, and then I'm being woken up by my father.
And I hear "Hey Ya" playing in the background.
Yeah. So if you can you imagine being like a parent or even a bystander and just
Right.
seeing a 7-year-old knock themselves clean
Dude,
unconscious?
on the ground. Done.
I remember just coming in and out like in and out of consciousness, walking to the bathroom so I could get some water in my face.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
No, it was brutal. It was absolutely vicious.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Have you ever knocked yourself out like that?
I've
Have
never
you ever
been knocked
even
out.
been knocked out?
I've never been knocked out.
Would you
no.
like to? We can arrange that.
I'd like to experience it.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Come on, that's horrible.
Who says that?
I actually, and you know what? That's not the first time I've heard that. I've actually heard someone say before, like, yeah, I wouldn't. I want to feel what it. You don't feel anything, by my understanding of it.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like you're just kind of being woken up.
I feel like I've put that out there now. Someone's gonna
Oh
try
my
to
God! Can
knock
you
me
imagine?
out somewhere down
Can
the
you
line.
imagine? And hey, man, hey, we got like 16 subscribers now, so we're in the
Yeah,
big leagues.
I keep my head up.
Yeah, dude. Someone might just come out of nowhere and knock you clean
I heard
unconscious.
you've never been knocked out before.
Bro. You just get cornered and just beat down. Just stomped by
Just
Timberlands.
hysterically
Yeah.
stomped down.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? Something I noted about myself last episode?
What's that?
Okay. Here are some of the things that I say most a record amount of times. You know what? Want to know something? And this is the thing. So, here's what I was thinking. To avoid having stuff like that happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
We jerry-rigged this chair.
How do you mean jerry rigged?
Just hear me out. Just hear me out. We put a metal plate on the bottom of the chair, and we connect it. And Lucas is a pretty tech savvy guy,
Right.
so we connect it, and it sends an electric bolt straight up my ass. When I reach my cap on each one of these, let's say I get 5 per episode, right? And then I'll just drop like, well, you want to know something? It just zaps me right up my ass.
You reach your quote quota.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible. And so So what do you think about that idea? Do you think that's feasible?
I'm all for it. I know a few electricians.
How hard do you think that would be to put something like that together?
A death trap?
It's not
An
a death
electric
trap.
chair?
No.
You're
It's
asking
not.
You're asking me how hard would it be
It's
to
a light
build an
reminder.
electric
It's a
chair?
light reminder to stop saying certain things.
Sometimes you get zapped through the asshole. I'm pretty sure that's instant death. I don't know the human body that well.
We're not running a taser. It's just
You're
a
talking
small
about a
zap.
whole steel plate, and you were like bzzz, lightning bolt up your butt.
Yeah, like 40, 50 pound steel plate.
Big industrial
Yeah,
steel
like
plate.
highly, highly, highly conductive.
Mm-hmm.
Send an electric bolt right up my. What do you think about that? You want, dude? These people ask about the square ice cubes a lot,
Right.
and here's the secret: because they like the big square ice cubes. What people don't know is at the end of every night, I stand in a full size freezer with my hand shaped like a cube, and I have someone fill it with water. You think this shit is
It's
easy?
a long process.
You think this shit is easy, brother?
And it takes like 36 hours to freeze.
What's the next type of bread you're gonna bake? You know what I actually thought to myself?
I don't
the other
know.
day?
I have to finish learning how to make one first.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, when's your next attempt? Do you have like an idea?
When is my next attempt, or what is my next attempt going to be?
I don't know, Ryan. You can tell me either or, brother. We're having a little chat right now.
I don't know. I'm trying to learn how to make sourdough bread, but I think like once I learn how to make sourdough
You know
bread,
what? You start at white bread, brother. You start at the basic stuff.
Fucking white bread.
I'm just joking. It's just a joke.
You're an idiot.
We're just chatting.
Sometimes I think you don't know food at all.
No, but actually though, explain to me.
Well, once I master sourdough bread, then
No,
I'll
like give me a
start-
step by step, bro. Obviously,
how to make sourdough bread. Give you a step by step.
Yeah, we have all the time in the world.
All right, sweet. So, you have to make a starter, which is
Too long. People are bored.
You got to make your own yeast.
What do you mean make your
You
own?
got to
yeast?
make your own fucking yeast.
That sounds like a disgusting process.
and you're not a chemist, so you got to make sure it's like, you got to follow the instructions.
How do you make? You can
So-
buy yeast like
so
just self.
yeast, to make your own yeast or sourdough starter, it's just
So for the
equal
rest of this
parts-
episode, it's just gonna be cooking stuff for
It's not
anybody
gonna
that
be
wants to
cooking
tune out.
stuff.
Anybody that
No,
wants
you
to
wanted
tune
to
out.
fucking know. You wanted to know. You wanted to know.
Aggression is not accepted on this podcast, sir. Let me tell you something. By the way, we should cap that.
What?
Shit, where did that pen go?
What?
We don't got the pen anymore. No, that was it right there. Let me tell you something. That was one of them.
Oh yeah, you're on thin ice here, buddy.
Yeah, 2 300-pound steel plate on the bottom of the chair, right? Oh, I don't know if I wanted a ret. All right, so no pen, no big deal.
No pen and no hands.
I know, and the camera just saw that.
Right?
You know what? Give me another chance. Throw something larger and more important.
Perhaps that football.
Yeah. What's this? Oh, he didn't even want to. He didn't even want to give me the chance. I got cut. So that's definitely. We can just write like a category, and that's strike for one of them. Wow, this is a good pen, dude. No wonder. Ooh, great stuff. We were talking about bread.
So yeah, do you want me to continue telling you how to make sourdough bread?
Well, I'm intrigued now, sir.
Okay, so you got to make your own yeast, which is this equal. And don't get it from the first place that comes to mind.
What's that?
You have to make it yourself.
What would that be? I mean, you do. You do make it yourself.
It's a lot going on in that sentence. Anyways, it's equal
Oh,
parts water
Why,
and
is
flour.
it like a double entendre? Is there two meanings?
It might be. No, I'm joking.
You do make it yourself. We don't. But
we
you
don't.
could.
But that's disgusting.
Okay. sour bread talk.
Bread talk.
Bread talk.
This is the bread corner.
New segment, bread talk. Okay, so yeah,
So
you get
yeast is equal parts flour and water, but you feed it for like 5 days. You just keep adding.
what does it eat?
That's literally the first thought that went through my head
Spinach?
when they're like you got to make this starter and you got to feed it every day. Like, what do you feed it?
Kale.
Crickets.
Mealworms?
No.
Small fish?
You just keep adding flour and water every day, and it just what's the word?
Ferments? Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so then once you get your starter
Bake it.
fed, all good and fed, then you start making your bread. So you just this flour, water, and the starter, a little bit of salt, and but the special way to cook sourdough is you got to preheat your Dutch oven. You got to get a special Dutch oven. Well, you don't have to, I guess, but that's the best way to make it. This from the research I found. But you have to preheat the Dutch oven so that thing is screaming hot, and then you put your bread in that. So like it's hot already when you put it in the oven again.
How many times have you tried this?
3.
How many times does it come out successful?
1.
Oh, okay. So the 2 times that it wasn't successful, what did people say to you?
It's still really dense.
Oh, people said that?
Yeah.
Oh, you got like why didn't you bring any over for me? I'd love to try some.
Because it got eugent by my family.
They ate it all?
Yeah, they ate it all.
So you didn't leave a little piece for me?
No.
It's kind of fucked up, don't you think?
No.
I let you into very, very important parts of my life.
Like?
A podcast.
A podcast. This is a team effort.
Yeah. And so is
So is my bread baking.
your bed making.
My bed making. We went over this. I don't like making my bed.
Yeah, and I hate baking bread.
So fuck you and fuck you.
Do you think if you master bread, you master cakes?
No.
I mean, we've mastered eating cakes.
Oh, that's fucking clear.
I keep like adjusting my shirt as if it matters.
TC Tuggers.
Yeah, the TC Tuggers. You just I was losing the wear and tear on my shirt. TC Tuggers. No. I mean, why bread though?
Because it seems like a very essential thing.
Bread?
It just seemed to me like
you should learn how to make water. That's also a very essential thing. You should collect rainwater and boil it for your family. Why don't you do that?
I made it myself.
Why don't you start at the foundational stuff? You know, you're making bread, bro. That's a big deal. Everybody
That's
eats
a lot
bread.
of instructions.
Honestly, you gotta feed it. You gotta feed bread. Lizards?
Who'da thunk it?
Who'da thunk it? What's your next task though? Is to master sourdough, and then after what? And then pumpernickel, perhaps?
I don't know.
How hard?
Maybe
what
rye?
do you? Rye bread?
They're almost in the
That's
same.
not for you, brother. You leave that to the Slavic
They're almost
people.
in the same ballpark.
Yeah, I imagine so. What's the most difficult type of bread to make?
I couldn't tell you.
How many people do you think, for the few people that do actually listen to this, how many people you think are like, shut the fuck up about bread already?
All of them. Even I don't. I like. Why am I still talking about bread?
What do you want to talk about then?
I don't know. What do you got on your list of shit there?
It's my list of shit. I mentioned that before.
All right. So what do you want to talk about?
I'm just joking. We could talk about anything you want, brother.
Well, that does not help.
No, I mean like, ooh, do you want to go to what's that restaurant downtown?
Antler.
Yeah, there's Antler.
Parts and Labor.
Or yeah, Parts and Labor.
Momofuku.
Those are the 3. Those are the big 3. Which
Those
one
are
of
the
those
3
would you want to
heavy
go
hitters.
to most?
Antler.
Why?
Just because that's like the most different.
It's so strange, right?
That's the most different one, yeah.
Like game.
Well, I guess we should probably explain if they don't know what Antler
Oh yeah,
is.
true. You know what? And that's something else. We should stop assuming that people know what the fuck we're talking about,
Yeah,
right?
they're not hanging out with us all the time.
Yeah, Antler is like a restaurant that I think it became famous because vegans were protesting it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen vegans protest stuff?
Yeah, they get aggressive.
It's
Yo, for
savage.
people who
They-
are pretty depleted for all year round,
They're
like,
fighters. They'll fight
yeah,
you.
they're pretty scrappy.
Dude, they'll lay in a foam package and saran wrap themselves, and they'll just be like, they're like, would you eat me? And you're like, oh my fuck, dude, they did it. I swear, in like the middle of
Oh,
New York
shit,
City or
that's
something,
hilarious.
something like that. Anyway, so yeah, vegans were protesting Antler, and it completely backfired on them because instead of what ended up happening was
it got wicked
it
popular.
got wicked popular because
Yup.
you know what? And this is, I think that this should be fairly universal. If you're gonna protest a restaurant, make sure the restaurant's food isn't fucking delicious. Because if
Yeah,
it's delicious,
not
it's
not a
tough to-
staple in the city.
it's tough to turn down something that's just absolutely tremendous, right? And then he went on the Joe Rogan podcast, and obviously that made it a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to try it.
Well, like we didn't tell them what they serve, so like they
It's a lot of
basically-
yeah. Go ahead.
It's like I've never eaten there for what I hear.
Aren't you a chef there?
It's the no. I wish. Holy shit. That would be an honor. But
Remember we were
don't they
talking
serve
about
the whole part of the pig, right? Like
They
everything
might.
from the snout to tail. I'm pretty sure that's their deal with
That's
it.
that's one of the things.
Don't
you
they
can
have
get.
they have one
like
of those
bison
boards, right?
ribeye. They have
like one of those cutting boards that have like the pig
there's
on
like
it,
yeah.
and like they put the parts that are cooked from it like on the cutting board
Okay.
to match it. It's pretty cool.
There's but also they have like the bison ribeye. They have the trout and stuff like that.
Everything that vegans don't eat.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is why they were
exactly.
so
It's like
freaking mad
it's like
about it.
it's like an anti-vegan restaurant.
Essentially, it is. It's not like it wasn't meant to be, but it essentially is an anti-vegan bomb in the middle of Toronto.
Did you know that? Oh, okay.
That looks
that
freaking
looks delicious.
delicious.
Holy shit! What do you think about going there, Lucas? Thumbs up.
Do you think we can show that on camera?
No. Unless Lucas just puts his phone in
Yeah,
front
that's
of
what
the
I'm
camera.
saying.
Don't fucking do that. Are you crazy?
All right, well, look it up. Antler.
Yeah, that's a shameless promotion for them.
Yeah.
But
Well, we really want to go, so.
yeah, how much? Wow, look at that.
Is that
guy.
the head chef there?
Oh, what the fuck?
Holy shit.
The head
I
chef
don't
there's
even
an
know if I want to work for that guy.
absolute beauty.
He's way better looking than me.
He's just like, yeah. Don't you want to come to Antler and try some of my meat? I wonder, can you even bring like a date to that restaurant? He just comes out, 2 friggin' wood boards, fish and meat on both, and he's like, I carved all of this by hand. For you. Please, my lady, what would you like to pick? And you're sitting there like, I mean, like, well, if
I'll have the chicken.
yeah, he's gonna come in and steal. That guy's right there is Mr. Steal Your Girl for sure. That's fucking brutal. What's he doing? What is that?
I can't.
Red Seal.
Oh, Red Seal chef.
What does that even mean?
Means he's the legitimist of chefs.
What's a Red Seal?
No, Red Seal just means you got your certificate. Like because chef is a licensed trade.
What does that mean? Oh, you have to like renew
Yeah.
your license?
Yeah, so yeah, it's basically a license. Yeah,
Okay.
to be a chef. Well, not a license.
Really?
It's like
Are
a
you serious? I didn't know that.
yeah. You got your Red Seal. It's a trades thing.
How long does that take to get?
Well, you go through your schooling, and then I'm pretty sure you have to take an exam at the trade college.
Once you become a chef, we can have a little cooking segment on the show for you. Ooh,
That'd be
little
cool,
voice.
eh?
Yeah.
How are we gonna cook down here?
What are you talking
Set
about?
off the smoke alarms.
We're gonna
obviously.
we're gonna use no. I've thought this out, Ryan. Okay,
right.
this is what we do. We plan. All right,
We're thinkers.
with the 50-pound, 5,000 hours, 5,000 hours of cooking, 5,000 hours. And what did you say? It's 5,000 hours of peeling potatoes. Holy shit, that's a serious no. But listen,
sure is.
with the metal plate that we have installed under my chair, we're gonna put a frying pan on it. And
you make
can
some ass bacon.
make some ass bacon. What is that?
3 years long.
3 years long. 3 years long for
So
5,000
3 years and
hours?
5,000 hours. I'll dust that. Easy. Come on now.
How old are you now? 34? That seems like a bit.
38.
Oh no, you should have had the Red Seal like 20 years ago.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be tough timing with the second kid coming.
Oh shit. No, that's not true. You know what I was actually pleasantly surprised about? How many like, I can't believe we got new subscribers after that video we put out yesterday, to be honest
I
with
thought
you.
it sucked. But
Well,
today's a new day.
a new day and new thoughts. And by the way, where do you think that term comes from? I hear it a
What?
lot in music. Thought, and it's spelled THOT.
I don't know.
Thought. You know what I'm talking about?
That hole over there.
Yeah, but like, where did that start from? You know what else is
I
strange?
don't know.
I like to figure out where like lingo from rap music comes from, and the one that I still can't get over is how in like certain parts of the South, by my understanding, I don't know if anybody that we don't know knows, or if anybody even knows what the fuck why this is. I feel
What?
like this is something that should be researched. Why do they call guns dicks?
Huh?
You've never heard that? You've never heard that? They call guns dicks.
You're
Dicks.
fucking lying.
I Scout's honor, I swear to God. Bro.
No.
Can you imagine being in a car with a group of dudes and being like, yo, you got the
Yo,
dick
you
on
got
you?
the dick on you?
You got the dick on you,
You got
bro?
that big dick on you?
Bro, this guy. I'm like, bro, I ran up on this guy, I fucking pulled the dick out on him.
Dude, you're fucking lying to me. Who says that?
I swear to God.
Who the fuck says
there's
that?
a 21 Savage song where he's like,
I'll pull my dick out.
I know, right? And that's the thing is that now I don't know if he's talking about his dick or his weapon. But who comes up with that? And then you know what? I thought to myself, maybe it's like trendsetters.
I don't know. I think
And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be fucking trendsetters
if you're a rapper,
for
you can
certain
pretty
things. We're
much-
gonna come up with like the word ejamperated. That's a word we're gonna have put in the dictionary.
Webster's.
Webster's, the official dictionary.
Mhm.
Webster's Burgers. Have you ever been there?
No.
Webster's Burgers?
Don't they have grills too? Webster grills?
Yeah, you know what? I feel like that name gets used quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But no, there's this like little burger shop off the off some highway on the way to somewhere. And that's all
I don't know.
yeah, off the I don't fucking know. And yeah, they make burgers there like off the road. And the other day an 18-wheeler came smashing through there.
No. Just jump rated this restaurant.
Well, here's the thing is that as I was telling that, as I was like getting that information out, I'm like, this is awful boring. No one wants to hear about your dumb burger place. The place that you go and fatten yourself up and get 2 sodas. So I thought what would make it interesting, and I didn't think it would be believable to say an airplane crashed into it, but an 18-wheeler off of a highway, completely reasonable. What you don't know is that it's 2 miles off the highway, so this 18-wheeler
was going. He was really tired.
So this had ill intent behind
He
it.
was really tired.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually sleeping through the whole thing.
How long do you think? Like one of our near dear friends told us he fell asleep for 30 seconds behind the wheel once.
That's a long time, dude.
Dude, half a second. I heard something the other day where it was like if you don't think half a second is a long time, then get your stove like wicked hot, right? And then put your like he said put your cheek on it, and I don't know if he meant your face cheek or your ass cheek, but either way it's gonna fucking really hurt, even for a half a second, right? So for 30 full seconds, can you imagine? I don't even know how you fall asleep behind the wheel personally.
Well, I mean, I've almost a few times when I used to work way out. It's just caused by like long day at work, and then you have to wake up early the next day, but you got a long drive in the morning. That'll get you fucking sleepy. For sure.
Are you a truck driver?
I am not a truck driver.
You know they use narcotics to stay awake?
Yeah, well, that's not true. I heard they're the soberest bunch of people.
Yeah, dude.
Same
Every
with
time
arborists.
every
That's a
time I'm
sober
on the
bunch.
highway, if I see a what did you say?
Arborists.
What's an arborist?
You know, the tree barbers.
What?
They
What do you mean tree barbers?
They trim cheese.
They chimkey?
Trim trees.
What do you mean?
Arborists.
Like in the forest?
Yeah.
Like just they do it for free?
No, they get paid to do it. And
I don't
apparently
understand.
They're just known for getting high as fuck and doing their job.
What the
Because you gotta like,
Who
you
said
gotta like
that?
swing on a harness with a chainsaw and shit and cut branches off. But,
Really?
Like, you're out there for like how many fucking hours a day? So
Honestly,
apparently-
Ryan, I don't know. Some of the shit you say is suspect though, right? Because there was that
Well,
one
sus,
time
but I mean, I've been wrong before.
fair enough, fuck, right? But there was that one time where you told me that 18-wheelers
They don't stop at red lights.
Yeah,
in
that
Chicago
18-wheeler. No,
at
and first of
nighttime.
all, and this is how
Or
I know you're
Detroit.
bullshitting because you said it was Detroit.
Detroit,
Yeah,
sorry.
but in the middle, he said that at nighttime 18-wheelers are free to go through red lights. I'm like, what the fuck are you
Yeah,
talking?
like 1, 2 in
Can
the
you
morning.
imagine just some dude walking across the street, just crushed by an 18-wheeler? Why? Because we were afraid of him stealing all of this milk we have,
It's true, bro. It's the
all
struggle
of these
out there.
plastic foons.
It's fooms.
That's not nice. Don't make fun. I've never made fun of you,
Never once, eh?
not once.
Never once.
And then on the first episode, as Ryan says, as he let out on this episode, he tried to tell me that I'm not a very good person without saying you're not a very good person.
Did you hear yourself the first episode?
Yeah, I sounded like a stud. I sounded like someone who smokes stogies. I smoke
And
my
I don't need to find a hiding spot like you.
I sound like someone who smokes stogies wherever the fuck they want, 'cause I don't need a hiding place like you do. Oh man, buy the merchandise, by the way.
Well, pre-order it.
Pre-order
You can
merchandise on a website that doesn't exist with merchandise that doesn't exist.
You can do an early bird pre-order.
Yeah, and it's if you see
on
me.
the
Oh yeah, this
merchandise.
is great. I should have wrote this down for a great idea. If you want to
Right.
pre-order merchandise, if you see me in person, just give me $20, and then I'll remember you. I'll remember you. I'll be like, that guy bought something, and then you can get like I don't something, right? Oh, and if
You want 2 shirts? Just slap me a 50.
yeah, you want to. We have a special sale going on, where Lucas, are you smoking? It looks like it's on fire, buddy. Like there's smoke. Like, get this the fuck out of here with your stupid vaporizer smoke. Don't smoke when the camera's rolling. Everything's gonna catch it. Now there's all dust particles in the air and shit. Looks like we did construction down here. We did do construction down here, by the way.
Speaking of, very intensive. Yeah. This is a lot. This was a lot to
I
build.
completely lost my train of thought because I look up and immediately I was like, fire.
Fire. That's what we should have down here, a fire extinguisher.
Oh yeah, no, the merchandise thing, right? We're having a what's the big one? It's a Black Friday, end of the year, Boxing Day sale. All three of those, where it's 2 shirts for $50. So if you see me in person and you want 2 shirts, just give me $50 and I'll remember you up here. I won't even write it down.
Up here and in here.
And in here, you're always gonna be here with me. That's gonna help with my my bad habit with bad habits. Right?
Right.
But yeah, no. This is something else I wanted to bring up. I've been actually pretty good with the
What do you got?
thing
5?
so far. No,
4 or 5?
Get zapped on my own show. Have you ever been tricked into like either there's a lighter and there's a piece of gum where you get electrocuted?
Yeah.
Imagine 60,000 times more than that, and that's what we're putting in the chair.
So an electric chair.
Talk about your new little hobby.
My new little hobby.
Yeah.
I just know how to make these.
No?
Yeah.
Remember one day you came over and
I
you're
know
like,
how to make these.
what are they?
Paracord bracelets.
And you can buy them where?
Anywhere.
From the merchandise shop. If you want a paracord, they're $60 a piece. And we can have your name subscribed, or what's that? Inscribed into it?
Inscribed, yeah. Or stitched.
Okay, we couldn't do that, but yeah, no. Why did you start making them, by the way? Did you just see it on the street, or was it something you saw in?
No, because I was at my mom's work one day.
Okay.
And her cop friend came over, and she was like, "You'll learn something cool." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm down."
He said, "You want to learn something cool?"
It was a she.
Oh, she said.
Yeah.
She was like a police officer.
Yeah.
And you thought what? You were gonna learn how to use a machine gun, and she instead taught you how to make bracelets.
Yeah, but I
in the arts and crafts department.
It's cool. It's cool. You rappel down the side of a building if you need to with this motherfucker.
How? I always wondered that.
No,
how?
You can't. This is not going to do shit for you. This is 10 feet of rope. What's that going to do for you?
You're gonna move 10 feet by 10 feet.
No, it's so you can kill yourself if you get yourself in a sticky situation.
Perfect amount of rope to hang yourself with. And it's durable too. Holds up to 315 pounds.
315 pounds.
So
yep.
I'll be fine.
Wow, eh? You ain't gonna be like that, eh? You don't make fun of me, eh?
That wasn't making fun of you. That was me being concerned about you. That was genuine concern. You know what? I'm like playing this game with myself in my head where I want to ask how long it's been, but at the same time, if I found out it's like
freaking itching.
Because if I find out we're at like 14 minutes, I'm gonna fucking pass out on air.
I'll actually blow my head off.
No? Lucas just goes, he gives us this right here.
He just gives us a no though. So
the 8. We're at 8 minutes. You're like, oh shit. I mean, realistically speaking, we could be anywhere between the 20-minute mark and the 2.5 hour mark.
Nope.
What do you think? You know there's no UFC fights this weekend?
Really?
What the fuck am I going to do on Saturday then? You tell me I have to go out and be socialize with people? Tell me I have to go out and look a waitress in the eye?
Shadow box.
Oh, man. Oh, man. That's a social anxiety joke. That's a social anxiety joke. It's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
Don't laugh about it. But also, you know, because it's my joke, it wouldn't hurt if you laughed about it. Do you think we're ever going to change Like the way it's written on the chalkboard, or
Yeah, it's
because
fucking crooked, dude.
no, I mean like the style of
I don't
letters.
know.
Because it only took. Can you remember the idea? It was a good idea until it took 2 hours
Yeah.
to stencil in a fucking chalkboard.
Yeah, like a couple of idiots. Elementary school kids do this.
I don't know why the red dot on the camera is beeping. Does that mean it's dying? Lucas just gives us the fucking.
That means it just started recording. Good dill.
We're in for a absolutely long. Ooh, what's something? Do you want to try cryotherapy?
Cryotherapy.
For our
Do I
very-
look like I have money
For our
cryotherapy.
it's like $60.
Is it actually?
It's like $60, bro.
How is it only $60?
Because
for
you're
them
in there
to
for
freeze
3
you to the brink of
fucking
death?
minutes. You're in there for you're in there for 3 minutes.
Oh, it's not like where they freeze you and then you wake up 15 years later,
Oh, you thought that's what we were gonna do?
eternally youthful.
Are we okay? No, we're not. It stopped recording 40 minutes ago.
The hell does that smirk mean?
Just means that we could be fucked.